I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Hey everybody, welcome back to Undeveloped, and here we are with a special edition here today. James Gunn had a new press release, I guess, for the new say of DC, where they're going forward, what the first project is. According to the video, it says Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, so hopefully that gives us an idea of what their Phase 1 is going to be going forward.
Yeah, this morning I woke up, he sent me something that was the lineup of DC movies to come, and I saw a video on YouTube, and I went on YouTube because every day I'm always on YouTube. That's a default every time on my phone or on my laptop, whatever else. And I came across this video, and I'm like, okay, he's an announcement. I think I watched the first 20 seconds, and I'm like, pause. This is the video idea because we did a DC podcast, but we never got the chance to air it out. I asked him disagreements on how it came out, and this was presenting an opportunity where we could get to make up for that, and on top of that, this is just good news. Pretty much one of the heads of DC Studios is just coming out and laying out the game plan and probably talking about how everything interconnects.
Hey everybody, I'm James Gunn. I'm the co-CEO of DC Studios. So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time. And it's one of our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. That the characters are consistent, played by the same actors, and it works within one story.
So they're Star Warsing it, essentially. That's pretty much as far as I got.
And if something is outside of that, like Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go.
I figure Todd Phillips would be outside of it because I really don't see how that would work. Because Todd Phillips' Joker is probably not even real Joker. It's just his own. Yeah. They're just using Joker in name, really.
It'd be oh yeah, he was the first of these major criminals to show up.
You technically can if you really want to, but Bruce Wayne was in the 90s, so
that's true.
That's the you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a big pull. Yeah, it's better if that doesn't.
Personally, as I said many times, the only really way to do it, just start from the Batman. After the Batman sequel comes out, just build from there. Honestly, you have a movie that works, made money, 89% on Rotten Tomatoes, and made $700 million, which is more than any kind of Phase 1 Marvel movie would be, which pretty much what the Batman is. You know what I mean? So the second one does even better, maybe make even $1 billion. Just keep pushing with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why do a whole nother Batman movie? You know what I'm saying?
That it is clearly labeled as DC Elseworlds outside of.
They're doing Elseworlds. That's what I just said.
Yeah. Good. That's good marketing.
Now, Peter and I have gotten pretty lucky in terms of the 4 projects that are coming out over the next year. First, we have Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love. That resets the entire DC universe.
So is Ezra coming back? I heard they did a test screening of it, and the reviews are very Plus, I mean, Flashpoint is an excellent storyline, but it'd be much better if you had an established universe with more established characters. But I mean, Aquaman and Wonder Woman plays heavily into that. But who's playing Batman's pops? I know Michael Keaton's supposed to be in it.
Fantastic film about a kid who's a marvelous part of the DCU, and then into Aquaman 2,
Blue Beetle,
which leads directly.
He's brand new, so you can clean slate him too.
Into our next few projects, which I'm going to tell you about now. So, Peter and I, along with a group of very talented writers, have started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming. This first chapter is called Gods and Monsters. Now, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter. The first project is Creature Commandos.
Ooh.
Creature Commandos is an animated series. I've written all the episodes.
Don't know them, though.
We're going to do that's a little bit different at DC.
She looks like somebody, Monsters.
No, she looks like the Bride of Frankenstein.
Bride of Frankenstein, yeah.
Yeah, she has that classic hairdo.
We're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice as who plays them in live action. The next project
Okay.
is
Okay.
A lot of work going
The
around.
story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis.
Interesting.
Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker, and this is a story that's been created by Crystal Henry, who did Watchmen, and Jeremy Carver, who created the Doom Patrol. It is a fantastic story.
Oh, Jeremy Carver was a big part of Supernatural. He's one of the showrunners for that show as well. Or like a big part, like big producer, whatever else, like creatively. One of the main writers.
That's out of this world, and I can't wait for people to see it. Okay, next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters July 11th, 2025.
Wow,
The
wait.
next thing is a big
Wow, that's a big fucking dip for now. Let me see if I... No, I'm not. That's 2 years from now.
Yeah,
it's
2
not
years.
bad. It's not bad. Yeah, right.
premiere HBO television series called Lanterns. This is a story of a couple of Green Lanterns, John Stewart and Hal Jordan. And we have a
John Stewart, baby!
there, but this is really
I know, it's about time we got him in live action.
I already have ideas of who can play him. Mahershala Ali, I know he's doing Blade, but what I hear, and that's great for him too, because if he has the stoic vibe, the stone cold gaze, like he got that for sure. He gave me Wesley vibes. But even I heard he's having trouble with Blade. I heard he's not a big fan of like
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of production problems happening with Blade right now.
Yeah, so I mean you could jump ship. Actually, you know what could have been a great option, but they using it for Hawkman. Aldous Hodge actually.
Honestly, yeah, he probably could have done.
Yeah.
John
I think he
Stewart.
played himself. Well, like so there's a couple of you know actually would be great actually. I just saw him in Honk for Jesus, Save His Soul. Lance Gross could actually play him too. Actually, he may not be big enough, but if you're doing a show, you could swing it. At this point, he's old enough. Yeah, you could do him too. But nah, who exactly I'm thinking about again? Sterling K. Brown. That's who he is. And he also was in People versus OJ.
Next is a big movie called The Authority. The Authority is a passion project of mine. It's based on the marvelous Wildstorm characters.
Never heard of
We're
them.
now
Interesting.
bringing into the DCU and will interact with all of our primary DCU characters.
Okay, so do you know anything about the Authority?
No.
Okay, so the Authority is a very interesting in piece, especially for this early in the DCU. I'm pretty sure the guy who made the Authority was, I want to say it was Garth Ennis.
Oh.
Yeah, so
God wrote The Boys
yes, and the Authority very much has a kind of similar tone.
and Preacher.
Yeah, so that alone already sets the tone for what kind of story the Authority is.
Authority are a
And of course, somebody like James Gunn would do that because that's the kind of
Yeah.
shit he tells. But
Yeah,
fair enough.
No, but like the whole point of the Authority is because like you've seen Superman versus the Elite, right?
No, but I've heard of it.
Okay. Well, that story was kind of a response to the Authority, with the Elite being like stand-ins for the Authority because they didn't have the rights to those characters back then.
Okay.
Basically, the whole deal is the Authority was it was a big indie comic at a time where it was about like the Justice League, but sometimes they kill people. It deals with the moral quandaries of when it's right to kill, when it's not right to kill, or at least that's how it was at first.
Okay.
As it went on, it very much got about all like the violence and shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it'd be very interesting to see this tackled here.
superheroes who think the world is broken and they want to fix it by any means necessary. I think it's a very different look at superheroes. We're doing a television series called Paradise Lost.
Now, Authorities, that could be a show. I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But they have The Boys, so that kind of be like two shows similar-ish. Yeah.
Paradise Lost is a story of Paradise Island, usually known as Themyscira, which is the birthplace of Wonder Woman.
Okay.
It's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all of the inhabitants of Paradise Island. The introduction of the DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's great comic book run. Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line. And so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family in the DCU. Next up is a TV series called Booster Gold. Booster
Not a
Gold
bad-
is one
good
of
idea.
comics' really popular cult heroes. He is a fascinating guy. He's a loser from the future who uses future technology to come back to present day and become a superhero so that people will love him. It is basically
Yes.
the superhero
Yep,
story
it's in a nutshell.
of imposter syndrome on an HBO Max series.
Honestly, that
One of
would
my
work great as a
favorite
show.
comic book series from last year was Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. And so we're going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film. Now, Superman is a guy who was sent to Earth and raised by loving parents, whereas Supergirl in this story, she is a character who was raised on a chunk of Krypton. She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way. So she's a much more jaded character. And that brings me to
How she's
Swamp
supposed to be.
Thing, the last thing we're going to talk about, a very dark horror story in the origins of the monster who is Swamp Thing. And although it's totally outside of the rest of the DCU, it will still feed into the rest of the stories. Anyway, those are the stories that I can tell you about right now.
I like it.
I've loved the DC characters since I was a child. They're incredibly important to me. I knew that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do something very different. One of the things that's very important for me in all of these movies and TV series is that the director's vision and the vision of the writers and all of the creators is unique and something special. Storytelling is always king. That's all that matters to us. And I want to be true to those stories. I want to be true to you guys and really give you something different than you've ever seen before. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you watching. I hope this was exciting for you because it's really exciting for me. And I can't wait to start to dive into these stories with you guys on this grand adventure. Thank you so much.
Interesting.
Yeah, very.
Some of these things, some of these characters like the Authority I'd never heard of. Paradise Lost. So he's not like doing like just like the traditional like singular character movies because they kind of done it already. So instead, he's like he's doing like Paradise Lost. You know what I mean? Which is not really even Wonder Woman. Sorry, it's about her family, right?
Yeah, it's about like the people who live on Themyscira.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I feel like this is probably the best kind of route for him to go on because like again everyone's seen all the stuff like we've seen Aquaman and Wonder Woman and all this stuff, so it's a much easier sell if you're coming up front of bit newer, more different content. Even the stuff they're doing for Batman isn't stuff that's really been done in live action before.
Yeah, we didn't want the Brave and the Bold idea.
There's still a whole lot we don't know about the new DC Universe's Batman. We don't know how old he is. We don't know what his history is like, if he has a history. So, like, my biggest concern is, does Dick Grayson still exist? Do all these how many of the other Robins still exist? Because there's, like, fucking 5 people who took up the mantle before Damian. And
you know what I mean? Exactly.
It's a lot of people to just ignore, especially when one of them is the leader of the Titans.
I guess they're doing a younger Batman in Elseworlds.
Yeah, so maybe this one is going to be an older Batman, and maybe there will be other Bat family heroes. As James Gunn did say something that kind of implied that there would be that this is the start of a greater Bat family. So who knows where that's going to lead off to?
True. Superman Legacy. That's like one of the biggest question marks for me. Like, is there a storyline called Legacy?
I guess there could be. I've been kind of out of the loop for a minute, but I don't really know. Maybe there is.
What story are they trying to tell? Obviously, it's going to be not going to be an origin story.
No, we know it's not going to be one.
They already did one like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So we need to see it again.
That's a whole nother one we don't know about. We don't know who's going to be Superman. We don't know what kind of story they're going to tell. We just know it's not going to be an origin story. Yep. And that'll be coming out in 2 years.
Yep, 2 years. Yeah. I'm excited because I've been dying to see an actually good Superman movie. Like, I mean, Christopher Reeve stuff was good, but it was campy for its time. It's nothing really take that serious. Man of Steel had certain aspects down. Like, I like the geopolitical side of it. Like, from being with these kind of powers coming to Earth, how people really would react. And, I thought Zod was a good villain, and it had great fight moments. Mm-hmm. But overall, the narrative was choppy. It was a little too dark, and it didn't feel like Superman.
It really is.
But I'm excited for the Paradise. I have no idea what it's about. Like Paradise Lost, I never saw that story. Don't really know what that's about. I'm cool with that. I think it's a good. Sounds good to me. Authorities sound interesting. I'm getting sucked up. I'm getting sucked into the whole like evil superhero, corrupt superhero kind of thing with Invincible and the boys. It's like a trend. It's like a trope now. Mm-hmm. Evil Superman. Like I'm all for it. So give me more content.
Yeah. I think the Authority the comic version of the Authority might predate those. I mean, definitely predates Invincible. I don't remember the boys came out first or not.
But they don't predate the shows that came out, so it's gonna feel like just another Boys, because the show's on this way, people know it. So, like, what do you think about this lineup? It's like, what are you excited for? What do you want to see?
Honestly,
What
like,
do you think?
well, this is probably a little surprise to you, but I'm most excited for the Booster Gold show. I just really want to know what the fuck he's going to do with him.
I mean, Booster Gold always sounded like an interesting character because I know his whole deal. He just, you know what I mean, he takes out future tech and he goes back to the past and he, you know what I mean, like, and tries to mark himself off as the shit.
Yeah, like, oh no, he's great. Like, I highly recommend. I know they're like right behind me too, but
Yeah, I
the
think
book,
I've seen some.
the book 52. Like, he's one of the main characters in that. And he's just fantastic in that.
I mean, I'm just shocked that you like that. I mean, I could either that or the Authority. I would guess is what you're most excited for.
I'm a little excited for the Authority. I don't know.
What else are you looking forward to other than Booster Gold?
Well, Paradise Lost might be fun. I do like Game of Thrones, so that
Never
with
watched
like
Game of Thrones.
yeah, so that with like Themyscirans might be interesting.
Yeah, that's probably on the top of the list of like things I have to watch before I die.
What are you excited for?
Me, Superman, just because I said I'm just dying to see a good Superman movie. I'm a little worried that James Gunn is writing it. I hope he could do justice to the characters. I'm dying to know who they're gonna cast. Me personally, what I would like to see is Brandon Routh in a Superman show, HBO Max. Personally, like I mentioned, the Superman kind of deal. I think that would be dope. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, though, given what he's been saying, I doubt that's going to be the case.
No, of course not.
You know, I think I heard somewhere online that people were advocating for like the old DC universe to have like their send off in the form of a Kingdom Come movie, where they'd have just like everyone just be older, just like give their universes like, you know, just goodbye. I guess.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
But yeah, before we end it off, do you have anything else you want to add about this? Any other thoughts?
Oh yeah, there is one thing I would like to say. I very much hope that Swamp Thing is like a radar horror movie.
Oh yeah, it has to be A24 style. Honestly,
I would love that.
Fuck it, just get Jason Blum to produce them in the Blumhouse. Fuck it, let's do it.
Might as well get them involved. Why fucking not?
Yeah,
You're doing
that's what you have to bring to this. You know what I mean?
I mean, he did say it was going to be totally different from the others, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, Swamp Thing will be dope.
So let me show you guys what I've been working on, which is my DCU slate. The DC Extended Universe. I think you guys will like this. Tell me what you think in the comments. Alright guys, this is Tyrell McIntyre's DC Extended Universe. You can let me know if I should just submit this to DC.
Yeah, we'll let Gunn and stuff know about.
Okay. So, DC Extended Universe, Phase 1. I kind of do like Marvel because I kind of dig how they did it. Phase 1, this phases, we could do whatever, chapters, but it doesn't matter. Phase 1, the first saga, the intro saga. Batman Year 1. Batman Year 1, that's the obvious way to begin it. Batman is your flagship hero. You know what I mean? He's one of the oldest. I'd rather begin with him than the Superman first, because I'll always look at Batman as older, because I think of him as the patriarch of the Justice League. And then if you make him first, you can make him older quickly, so you can explore different Robins. You could do Dark Knight Returns storyline, blah 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 blah. Okay, so Batman Year 1. The sequel is Batman: The Caped Crusader. I would do Dark Knight, but that's kind of taken.
Yeah.
I got really nerdy with this, and I kind of just had no life and kind of did extras. Like I predicted the kind of money we'll make. But this kind of money you would need to make for it to be really, you know what I mean, to what I think it should make if they made it good. Like I didn't try to be too big. Like I think those movies can make $1 billion.
You know, oddly enough, you also predicted the Rotten Tomatoes scores.
Yeah, I did too. Because I also judge about like how they graded movies before. I'm like, I think Batman just do it right with the right kind of character. Because the thing is, I come with the plot line of the movie in my mind. Like Batman Caped would be him facing like it'll be an open world of villains, like not just one. It's kind of be like how the Batman was. Like you just have villains part of the Gotham world. Like Gotham is the character in this. You know what I mean? So he's going against like an opening scene, like I picture opening scene like he's in the sewers fighting Killer Croc, and he returns to Amanda Waller or whatever else, and then that could set up the Suicide Squad, blah blah blah. And but of course, like the main villain is the Joker. You know what I mean? And he has to go through all these villains to get to him. You know what I mean? Like it's just a big movie, and then there's so much chaos left that this becomes no man's land. In the third one, so I open up with a Batman trilogy. So it's not even a DC EU even yet, it's just the Batman trilogy. But that's what's gonna make it dope, because once you bring these other characters and you connect it, people are gonna be so excited. Because like, oh, the Batman, like Christian Bale Batman is gonna be with Superman. What? You know what I mean? Like, dude, we're nuts. But Dark Knight was just too hyper realistic to really be integrated in the DC world. So I get why they probably didn't move forward with that.
Also Christian Bale didn't want to do it if
And Christopher Nolan would definitely not try to do more superhero movies. He's done with that.
Nolan wasn't doing it, and Bale wasn't doing it without Nolan.
Yeah, so yeah, that wasn't gonna work anyways. He did produce Man of Steel though, but probably just the name. Mm-hmm. Superman: Last Son of Krypton. That would be your first movie. This would be the big one. This is the blockbuster. I'm getting like a James Cameron level director for this. Like James Cameron probably if I can. Like just to do this movie because you have to go big send off. Superman: Last Son of Krypton is a great title because it's like he's the last son of Krypton. You know? And since he's gonna face Zaslav in this movie, more than likely, like it's a fitting title. Suicide Squad, yeah, because now that you did the Batman trilogy, all those Batman villains are established, so you can kind of mush them with the team. I think it'd be a very fun movie. Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and the actual face threats that they actually face, not like superpowered aliens and witches and shit. They'll actually face like, you know what I mean, like
like drug lords and shit.
Yes, like that's what they'll fucking do. So Superman, Man of Tomorrow. I was in between that with Superman, Man of Steel, but since Man of Steel was a movie of like Superman,
Man of Steel's taken.
Yeah, Man of Tomorrow, I think, but Man of Steel, I think he's even more fitting. But Superman, Man of Tomorrow is good too, and that is based off a comic storyline. And that'll be pretty much be BVS, but without Batman really involved. It'll be some cameos from like Wonder Woman, whatever else, but you wouldn't know that it's them. It'd just be there, and then later on you figure out, oh shit, she's Diana Prince, blah blah blah, blah to like a little like an artifact or some shit in the office, some shit like like a little end scene, little cut scene that's like kind of like, oh, that's Wonder Woman, ah, you know what I mean, whatever. But yeah, he'll definitely like Lex Luthor. If you go up against Lex Luthor in this one, you'll see the Lex Luthor's fucking battle suit with kryptonite. You know, he learned how to weaponize kryptonite. He's turned the public against Superman. Superman has to deal with the whole fallout of the first movie, and people are scared of him. Big geopolitical thing. I like that idea.
Is Lex Luthor gonna be present in that?
He'll be present later on.
Okay.
But like he'll be part of like Smallville did this. Like his family was part of this like cult called Veritas, which was forth with like Krypton visited Earth before, and they didn't have a lot of knowledge and whatever else. And you have the whole like theory about the Destroyer and Clark is a threat and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So we follow that kind of lines, and he gains the trust because through his vast resources, he helps bring my child's back. He gains the trust of the people. You know what I mean? He holds power and sway, and eventually throughout the story, he'll become president.
Yeah.
But the real villain, like he'll set off Metallo. Come to the BVS, there was a guy who was crippled, that was hurt, and he kind of had grudge with Superman. So that was a perfect opportunity for Lex Luthor to turn him into Metallo. Give him a super powered fucking, make him John Corbin, super powered fucking exoskeleton with power about kryptonite. Kick Superman's ass. You know, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yeah. So that would be. Yeah, Superman Last on the Krypton. Yeah, so that would be that movie. And Wonder Woman, yeah, then you do your Wonder Woman movie. Great. The first one did a good job, so just remember that. But it'll kind of tease like a multiverse kind of thing. Like when she's talking to Steve Trevor, she's kind of talking about like just like the different guys that are out there, whatever else, kind of tease Darkseid and tease multiverse theories, whatever else, blah blah blah. Flash. I said I was making Splash because I mean I just think he's the perfect director for this movie. So he already did like a time travel kind of movie, and Flash is somewhat relative to time travel, so I think he could just film that whole thing.
Yeah.
The whole franchise, but Flash definitely it'll be origin story. I know the show did it, but I'll do a rendition of it. He'll tease with the Reverse Flash, but he'll probably go against like Captain Cold some shit, you know.
Okay.
Nobody too crazy. For the first one, because he's learning his powers and shit like that. He's more about learning. Aquaman, they did a good job. I'll make it like this huge underwater action adventure facing Hamlet kind of thing. All this like a bastard son turned home to the kingdom to see his corrupt brother. But I'll give the brother like a real fucking arc. Like the brother, like it'll be a whole thing about pollution in the waters, and he was a wage war, which kind of what the movie was. But I'll really delve into that. Like he actually faced personal loss because of it. You know what I mean? You know, like maybe him and Mira was married and lost a child through pollution, stuff like that, kind of turned him cold and angry. You know what I mean? Like, so give him good motivation. It'll be like a real brother versus brother kind of story. Yeah. And rise to the occasion, become the king, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, all this learn, and somebody learn of his heritage, learning who he is. It'll just be a great origin story, action adventure, great visuals, some straight masterpiece. Kind of what the movie did already, but better. A little more well written. Because the other movie did have a lot of things I thought was okay. I ain't doing too much. Cyborg, because you have to. He's connected to Darkseid. Also never really been told before.
Also, it's really, really shitty how they had like plans for every other person in Justice League to have a movie, but not Cyborg.
Oh no, he did. It was in the original slate. You were supposed to have a movie in 2020, post Justice League. But not his origin story, but a solo movie. So
yeah,
they were gonna do it. Hopefully they bring him into the main universe again. And see something different with him.
Because Cyborg's a good character. I'd like to see him in better stuff.
I guess Black Adam won't be a part of it anymore.
Probably not.
Yeah. That movie's forgettable anyways. Who cares?
Yeah.
Even though I'm mad because Dr. Fate was pretty good, but like that was good casting on their part.
It was. Bruce Brosnan really made the best out of that.
Yeah. And of course, Green Lantern Corps, Lethal Weapon in Space.
Yeah.
And that will lead right into Darkseid because it's the only space movie in this whole lineup. And then Flash. This is a 10-year plan, but because that's how end off for Justice League. It'll be pretty much like the first in terms of like they face Steppenwolf with the looming threat of Darkseid.
Yeah. Still kind of sowing the seeds for what's to come.
Yeah, but done better. Because now you have an established universe, so it doesn't be like a gobbled mess.
Yeah, you don't have to establish half your cast in your movie.
Yeah, you just could go right into it full blood. So Suicide Squad Bad Blood, the sequel, that is based off a comic storyline. Wonder Woman Challenge of the Gods sequel that also is based off a storyline that will involve cheating and whatever else. Aquaman, Throne of Atlantis sequel. I think that's also based off of a comic storyline. I think it's a dope title. Now that he's king, throne. Shazam, you know what I mean? Boom. Now you get into newer characters. Shazam, cool. I mean, pretty much what they did was pretty fair enough. You know, I just wouldn't do the Marvel family so quickly. They kind of did the Marvel family early. I'm like, I'll make them more like in the second or third movie. I'll make it by Billy Batson. Batgirl. I think that'd be dope. And now I want to get more into the Batman world.
Yeah.
Phase 2 is heavily on the Batman world. So you have Batgirl, you have Nightwing. Now this also would establish a show that I think they should do. Black Adam. I'll do what the movie should have been, which was the origin story, like him back in the days on Conduct and not modern day whatever else he did. Clown Prince of Crime, like pretty much Joker. You know, like I think a Joker origin story, but a Joker origin story with a Joker that's within the tone of like, kind of like the animated series or like the real wacky gag bombs, whatever, laughing gas, like that kind of Joker, but also give him a humanizing backstory, so like a real authentic story of like someone losing his mind and going through things into illness and shit like that.
You want to do something nuanced,
exactly, nuance. And I don't think Joker was that nuanced. I think Joker was just more focused, which is fine, but it's just more focused on the serious, you know what I mean, like mental health aspect of it and broken psyche of a man, you know what I mean, like whatever, which is good, but mix that in with the crazy over the topness of the Joe character we know. Make him more like the comics, you know what I mean? Like, and give him this like grounded backstory with grounded characters. I think that nuance would balance perfectly and it'll be a huge movie.
I think so too. I completely agree with that. Like, I feel like one thing that sucks about more modern Jokers is that they're just not funny. Yeah,
exactly. I make him actually funny and gas because Mark Hamill was hilarious. So like that's what I'll do. You know what I mean? The one thing about Jack Nicholson, he actually was funny. You know what I mean? Like, but I still think he led with just a better interpretation. But like, he did have some funny moments too. I'm not gonna lie. When he came to the hospital and he saw Two-Face in bed, he was like, his first thing was like, he took off his mask and was like, hi. After you just kill his fucking wife. That's what you do to this guy. But yeah, but anyways, like, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of merging them all into one. Like, that deals with Heath Ledger's Joker with the comedic timing and overall aesthetic of Mark Hamill's Joker. And yeah, pretty much bringing that version of Joker to life. The purple jacket, long jacket, overcoat, you know what I mean? The green gloves and the crazy extravagant, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I think that would be amazing, you know? That nuanceness would just be incredible. And then Gotham City Sirens, you know what I mean? I think that would be a dope,
dope team.
Dope team, which is Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy, correct?
I think so.
Yeah, them take over Gotham, doing their thing. Nice feminine movie. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how you should do. You know what I mean? Like that's a dope story that should be told. You definitely have the vibe of the Harley Quinn show, but still be within the realm of this continuity.
Yeah.
And then Green Lantern with Twilight, you know, that's like, you know, the Yellow Lantern, Parallax Corps, whatever else. And of course, Hal Jordan coming Parallax, you know, that kind of thing. I think that, you know, it is a dope. It is like a popular storyline, popular version of Hal Jordan. The Dark Knight Returns, yes. Okay, I did point. I'll say after Justice League, he kind of like retired a little bit. Yeah, and then you have Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Thomas Love. I just think Hawkman and Hawkgirl's romance story would be cool. Kind of depends on like how you do it with the whole reincarnation thing or them being aliens, whatever else. Cyborg and the Titans, I think that's just be the best way that I think that'll be a nice lead into, you know, more, you know, like the young generation of heroes. Shazam sequel, Fear to God, which they're already making. And I had his title before I even saw the sequel trailer even come out, so coincidence there. Batman Superman World's Finest, you know what I mean? That's a famous storyline. I think that'll be dope. And he end his phase not in a Justice League movie, but a Flashpoint movie. Then you do Blue Beetle, Superman Doomsday. Then you have shows like Titans, but making one like the Teen Titans, Hellblazer, you know, this DC Dark, The Spectre, Wonder Woman League of One, Black Adam versus the Justice League, Martian Manhunter, you know, Son of Batman, but not gonna be called the Batman Brave and the Bold. I think that's an even better title. Rise of the Superman, because Superman dies, so you see a whole movie of different Supermen come together. Steel and you know, whatever else. Zatanna show, you go into one of Magic, Swamp Thing, Dead Man, Aquaman versus the Trench. You know, he faces like those evil creatures in the trench. The Sandman show, like how they did it right now, which is perfect. Just make him look more like Morpheus instead of the Suicide Squad, kind of what they did. It's a big, huge cast of characters. Marvel Family. Now you do the Marvel Family if you do 2 Shazam movies. Rage of the Red Lanterns. It wouldn't be called Green Lanterns. It would be called Rage of the Red Lanterns. Famous storyline involving the Red Lanterns, of course. Mystery of the Phantom Stranger. I think that would be a dope limited series event. And then Dead Man show. And then Justice League Panic in the Sky. That would be the Brainiac movie. A good sequel. I love this title. Then you do Lobo, Scourge of the Universe. Phase 4, you do Lobo. I think that's a great character. The Justice League Dark. Now that you have like Constantine, whatever else, you could do like the Zatanna and all these magical creatures. You could do Justice League Dark movie.
Yeah.
Etrigan the Demon. That would be a good tie-in. That's a good. I think that'd be dope limited series event. He's a good character. The New Gods now lead right into Justice League Apocalypse Part 1, Part 2. This is your Infinity War, your Endgame. You know what I mean? You face Apocalypse, get crushed, come back and beat him. And that's the main continuity. Now you have the Crisis Saga. Now this is like Crisis on Infinite Earth type shit. Then you have the Trials of Shazam. That is a famous storyline. Green Lantern, Blackest Night. Captain Atom. That's a character no one really talks about, but he was in the Justice League. That'd be a dope thing to do. That's a good character to pull out the vault. The Flash of Two Worlds, one of the most famous storylines. Flash from different, you know what I mean, worlds. Constantine, City of Angels, that's a good Constantine sequel. The Birds of Prey, you know what I mean? Not Harley Quinn, Emancipation, no, Birds of Prey, straight up. Harley Quinn, do her own movie. She's big enough now. Adventures of Supergirl, Static Shock. That's a character no one does. Static Shock is a huge deal. I think they're trying to make one of him. I think that's a great idea. I love the show. I love the show growing up as a kid.
Same.
And now we get into the real multiversal stuff, really building up Crisis on Infinite Earths. Injustice. Superman, Red Sun. Earth 3, The Crime Syndicate. Wonder Woman, Earth 2. Injustice, Ground Zero. Elseworlds. Earth 2, World's End. And Crisis on Infinite Earths. And Phase 6, I'll do Booster Gold first. Since you gave me that piece of information.
Booster Golf.
Yeah, Booster Gold. Now we get in the future. Legion of Superheroes. Dope. Harley Quinn and Poison gets hitched, just like season 2 of Harley Quinn. Static Shock 2. Yeah. Aquaman Sword of Atlantis, a very famous Aquaman storyline. Adventures of Supergirl, New Krypton. Because after Brainiac, I mean, you get like New Krypton, whatever else.
Yeah.
The Sentinels of Magic. You know, because I like to have that dark universe and magic universe. Now, Infinite Crisis, that'll be the sequel.
The sequel.
Infinite Crisis, and then we have Elseworlds Finest, Batman Beyond, Superman, Valzad. I don't know what happened to that movie. They was talking about developing that. Justice Society World War II. This is the Elseworld storyline. Elseworld's Finest, Supergirl and Batgirl, another Elseworld story. The Superman Family. Animal Man, no one talks about that one, but that's a very big comic.
Yeah.
And
was.
and this is the very big one right now, The Batman Who Laughs.
Mm-hmm.
And in Death of the New Gods, because that leads right into Final Crisis.
Yeah.
And Final Crisis last time with Darkseid, you know what I mean? And then that's it. And then the final movie, Justice League of America. And then that's how I'll do. That's the whole 30-year plan for you.
Yeah, that's really detailed. That's a whole lot of stuff.
I really thought about this shit. Like, this is exactly like my idea for like what they should do.
You must have spent way too much time on this.
But it was years, like, you know, so it wasn't like one day. Like,
I know.
Yeah, just like this is something I've perfected over years. Because it was moving like so shitty for so long, and I'm like, no, this is how they should do it. This is the only way that really would work. And here you get the Crisis storylines. You get you get the Crisis storylines. You get the DC Dark with the magic and like you get, you know what I mean. And then you get the New Gods, the demons, and the fucking get Constantine. You get, you know what I mean. You get Elseworld stuff like Justice Society. You know what I mean, like all those different storylines. You get the multiversal stuff like Red Sun and Injustice. You know what I mean, like Earth 3, the Crime Syndicate, Earth 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean. You get all types of shit. You know what I mean, like it's cool, man.
Yeah.
And you get Val Zod, you get different versions of Superman. You get, you know what I mean, like you get Superman and Batman done right. You get like the Batman family. Get everything. You know what I mean? Like encompass everything. It's a full-fledged universe. And DC just bigger than Marvel, so it just automatically just take longer to do DC.
Hell, there's even still a lot more you could do if you really wanted to.
And the shows we all like DC Dark stuff, like Zatanna would be a dope show, Spectre would be a dope show, Deadman would be kind of cool. I decided to make. I just love the horror movie of Swamp Thing, and Constantine's big enough to just make a movie of him.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Definitely is.
and that's my vibe, and that's what I think it should be. But I'm excited to see what he does, because I see what James Gunn does, because overall I like the ideas of where he's going. I love the ideas. I'm excited to see those movies. I just hope they're good. That's really it.
Same here. Really took the words right out of my mouth with that one.
And I hope that they actually tie in Shazam and Aquaman.
Yeah, be interesting to see.
I'll be happy. Wonder Woman I could care less about. I don't mind if they redo her. Even though Gal Gadot is good, but you know.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
She's just too associated with the other stuff.
Yeah, that's really the only reason why I'd say ditch her.
Yeah.
She's just too associated with the old.
Yep. And that's overall, yeah, I'm excited. What do you think? Do you like these? Do you like the ideas for the movies coming out? Do you have ideas on how they should change it, or do you just don't agree with what they're doing? Do you just like the older version? They should just keep it.
Yeah, let us know what you think down in the comments below, and please tell us what project you are most looking forward to of what's been listed so far. So that'd be very nice to hear. And don't forget to hit the like, subscribe button. They're there to be pressed.
Yes.
So press them. We'll see you next time, folks.
Later, guys. How we going?
Peace.
Do you have children?
Well, we have 3 little boys, but they're trapped inside cat bodies. Meow.
Yeah, they're cats.
Our babies are cats. They're my whole life, besides my husband and my business. I speak feline. Meow, 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 meow.